Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 61 of our Supersize You annual challenge. This whole month, we started yesterday. We're talking about financial health and well-being, which is all money. Money month, I call this one. And some people don't like to talk about money. I used to be one of those people. I would never, ever talk about money with hardly anybody. Once in a while, I talk about it with my dad. We joke about swapping companies, and I'm like, heck yeah, because he'd show me his financials, and I'd be like, yes, I will trade you in a heartbeat. It was back in my Italian food manufacturing days, which was an awesome business. Cut my teeth on it, learned so much. Actually had it for 35 years before I got divorced and had to divest myself of all of my fun assets. But learned a lot in that business, in that industry. But I've also been involved in a lot of other industries. So money, of course, is why we get involved in business. We get involved in business either there's a handful of reasons that are the main reasons. Everybody has their own reason. And I got involved because I wanted more freedom and more control over my life than I was receiving and getting in corporate America. And I had great corporate jobs, but I still had to fit in the little box. And ever since I was a little girl, people have joked that I am a, round peg in a square hole, or a square peg in a round hole, whatever. Anyway, I have always marched to the beat of my own drum. And so sometimes you fit into organizations really, really well, and other times not. Depends on the culture, etc. So today we're talking about income and expenses. Yesterday we defined for ourselves, what does financial health mean to me? What does it mean to you? And today we're looking at, all right, we just need to know what's going on with our life and where we are. Like I said yesterday, too many people bury their head in their sand, become an ostrich or any other sand living creature, and they don't even look at what's actually going on in their life. The thing is, I'm in a group with a woman that just did this the other day, and she's like, oh my God, I am in such great financial shape. I had no idea. And so here I am stressing and worrying and having scarcity mentality in different areas of my life as I'm trying to build my business. And lo and behold, I am really set up well. And so I'm just going to focus on that. And now I can let go of all that negative energy and create what it is that I want in my life. So income and expenses. I think that there's a misunderstanding. And again, we're going to talk about assets and liabilities this month for sure, between what constitutes an asset and what constitutes a liability. I like to keep it super simple. An asset is something that puts money in my pocket and brings money into my life. A liability is something that is consumable or something that I have to pay for to create the lifestyle and live the lifestyle that I want. Remember, there's a vast difference between these among all of us, right? If I live in a $3 million house, that's very different than if I live in a $300,000 house, right? But we all get to choose that and decide for ourselves. So what we're going to do today, we're going to keep in mind that wealth is determined by how much money we keep, by identifying the gap between where we are and where we want to be, by identifying the gap between our income and our expenses. If you, and I could share personal experience, when I was making good money in corporate America, and I'm talking six figures in corporate America, and had businesses on the side, I thought it was fascinating when I first realized that I didn't consider the cost or the source of anything. I just, if I wanted it, I would have it. I would let myself have it. But in the times when either I or my husband got laid off or something else was going on, and money was a little tighter or more of a concern, I would be constricted and have a scarcity mentality around it. So it's easy to actually live the life of both, but I'm going to say live on the side of abundance as much as humanly possible to create the life that you want, because none of us want to live in scarcity and lack. At least nobody I've met so far. So it's the gap that matters. It's the difference between the income and the expenses that really makes the biggest difference in our quality of life. You can make $1 million a year and be in tons of debt and have a lower quality of life than somebody that makes $50,000 a year but has a different mindset, different way of approaching it, and they're actually building toward their future and their retirement and things because of the way they're dealing with money and handling money. So it's amazing, but seeing both ends of the spectrum on that, and it's kind of mind-boggling. But I love it when people realize it, like in a group coaching setting, because they'll self-identify and then they look at the other person and they're like, oh my God, I could be doing that. And the other person's like, oh my God, what could I be doing if I had that source of income? It's not about comparing ourselves to others. It's about getting inspired about what's possible for us. That's what it's always about. I think jealousy and envy is like one of the biggest wastes of energy and time we can possibly have. We want to, and this is going to be a big ask for many of us, to track our expenses for 30 days. I want you to track everything that comes in and everything that goes out for 30 days. And if a tracking device would help you do that and you don't have one, ask, just put tracker in the comments below and I will send you some kind of a tracker. I'll make one up today if I can't find a free one that everybody can use. I guarantee there's a free tool out there everybody could use. Otherwise, good old fashioned notebook and a sheet of paper, and you just write it all down. Plus or minus, plus or minus, plus or minus. Income's pluses, minus is anything you spend money on. And why I like doing this exercise, and I do it about every 2 years now. I used to do it regularly, like every year we did as part of the annual challenge when we talk about financial health and well-being. I'm trying to think if we did it last year or not. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look through my notebook and find out if we actually did it or not. Because I don't remember from year to year what we do and do not do. Because newer, better, shinier activities or options or frameworks come along, and I want to share those instead. So we're going to track our expenses and our income for an entire month. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want you to, and I do want you to realize if there's certain things that you're saying, oh, it's under $5, I'm not even going to write it down. Don't do that. Because, or if it's under $10, if it's under $100, I'm not going to write it down. We want to know what the big picture is and what we're really doing, not what we think we're doing or we believe we're doing or to look good to anyone, because you're not going to share this with anybody. It's just for you to do and to become more self-aware of, oh my gosh, I am stopping at Starbucks twice a day, every day that I go to work or I go to the office or I go to my business. Yikes. And sometimes I'm, buying for everybody, which is good, giving and sharing and everything. But we want to know and be aware of what those habits are that we've already got. Why? Because we're going to double down on the ones that are working for us and we're going to replace the ones that are not. Like the mindset thing, the money and scarcity thing. We're definitely going to take care of that this month. For this challenge, I really challenge you to actually do it for 30 days because you'll see all the patterns and all the things that you do. You'll see when you're stress spending. Anybody stress spender out there? You'll see when you're contracting and acting as if you have a scarcity mentality, and you'll want to know what those things are. And you'll want to pay especially close attention to your self-talk and your mindset and what's going on around you at the time that you have super positive thoughts about money and finances and super negative thoughts about money and finances, or when those old beliefs that we've all got, that we've adopted from other people, well-meaning people in our head. You want to be able to note when those things are happening and then the impact on your spending or not. I can talk myself out of going to the bank for months and just not even going there. Right? Why would I do that? It's just silly. All right. We're going to be looking for, as we do that exercise, money leaks, things that we're just paying for, but we're getting no value out of them. For example, I had in fact, in my real estate days, I had a $150 a month subscription to an information providing service, and I had signed up for the free trial and canceled it, but for some reason it did not get canceled by the company. And it wasn't until a year later that I looked and saw that I was being charged that every single month on my charge card. Kind of a dumb, silly, expensive mistake. So we want to identify if there's anything like that going on. Do we have 10 streaming television services that we're paying for? I don't even know if there are 10, probably are. Do we have, and we're not even using it. I joined the school platform a couple of months ago, and I know I haven't watched even a total of 5 hours of television since I joined that platform, unless we count watching with my granddaughters, and I don't think that counts. All right. So what we're going to do today, we are going to share one expense that we are committed to cutting this month and helping to fill the gap between how much is coming in and how much is going out. You don't have to say how much it is. I would just love if you would share in the comments below the one thing you're going to cut out so that you can get moral support and help from the community and from me if you need it. Maybe you're going to quit smoking. I have a friend that just quit smoking after 20 some years. And so I'm like, think that's just the financial money you'll save by not smoking. That's it. if I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, start to identify what that gap is, right? And then what we're going to do about it will come down the road as we talk this month. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.